So tell us, who is Karma?
Basically a startup plug-in EV maker that is based in California, designed in California, manufactured in California. And our primary unique selling proposition is that we design beautiful cars. And of course, there's the aspect of having a plug-in electric vehicle for people to feel good about driving a vehicle in a world that's quickly becoming more polluted and reliant upon fossil fuels. And so it's a departure from all of that.
So tell me, why going hybrid when everybody seems to go the full electric road?
I think Karma itself is a brand that still wants to associate a visceral connection with the consumer and the driving experience. And I think for now, when you look at electric, I think it's almost synonymous that if it's going to be electric, it's going to be autonomous now. And I think the playing field that we're in right now is very much polluted with the same sort of technology. It's electric. I think with the technology that we have, I think we're allowed to have that visceral connection. You still have some NVH in the steering wheel. You still have some feedback from the car. You're very much still one with the vehicle and driving it.
And just to leverage what Troy said, I think our car is very much a driver's car. We want the driver to understand that he's a part of the environment around him.
So really feel that fun to drive. That's what you want to push into the market, right?
Yeah, I think our design dictates that we still need to do that with a traditional motor in the vehicle along with a battery. I think our design still has to be has to be consistent with what it needs. Aerodynamics needs to be there. Our car definitely has that. So I still think that's what's going to be missing in an electric vehicle, where the design aspect of it is going to be secondary to the performance of an electric vehicle drive.
So, launching of the new vehicle, how is the feedback so far? At CES from clients, how is the feedback?
Clients love the car. They're very impressed by the design. It looks like a piece of art to them and sculpture. So they're very attracted to the exterior, and when they get into the interior, that continues as they're surrounded in a luxury environment. And so they're very impressed with the car.
So how do you differentiate with, obviously some of the other names in the industry that also try to differentiate themselves, with the fun to drive, with the interior as well, or the exterior, the design as we've seen from Faraday. How do you differentiate from those guys?
Well, it seems to me that with many of the new vehicles, particularly electric vehicles, there's almost a genericizing, if I can use that term, of design. If you look at some of the new EVs, the design is very streamlined. It's nice, technically beautiful, but doesn't evoke emotion to me. What's better is looking at your car and seeing how beautiful it is, and having people stop you and ask you questions about what that is that you're driving.
What is the retail strategy associated to the vehicle?
In limited distributorship and different retailers who are upscale in key markets where our target is present. So that's the strategy right now.
I think it's important to remember that this vehicle is a highline vehicle that will be released, at least at first, in limited quantities. So we will have a few retail dealerships, again, as Eileen said, in strategic locations, but it's more of a traditional paradigm at this point.
Along with those lines, as we progress, I think the benchmark for our brand is to reimagine and reinvent. So I don't know that we're necessarily going to stay true to a traditional way in terms of dealerships, or Tesla's done a great job of doing online. I think when we look at how we can reimagine what that purchase is like, just at the CES alone, a lot of virtual reality. I think in the future we could look at sending out VR to consumers in Nebraska and have them experience our vehicle virtually, build the vehicle virtually, pay for it virtually, and then have it show up at their home or business. I think that's where I think the exciting piece of what we do is why I think it's going to be pretty impactful, because we have an opportunity to not actually think the way traditional OEMs have been thinking, or even the way Tesla is thinking. So I think, again, being new and being innovative, I think is going to be important for our brand.
Always a chance of having the blank sheet of paper.
Yeah, and that's exactly, I think, when you ask Jerry about the Revero and the styling, I think CES is a really good experience to go in there and see what the future is going to be like. And some of the vehicles that you'll see coming from some of the competitors, some of the OEMs are going to do it themselves, is when you come into a vehicle, it's going to be so high-tech and sterile to some degree, that when you come into a Revero or you come into some of our other iterations in the next few years, the escapism in our vehicle is going to be more of a sensory sort of experience. That visceral connection will still be there. The smell of the leather, being able to touch the car, the steering wheel is very thick, very tangible. And to me, it seems like the reverse is going to happen for our brand, which is people are going to escape very much a sterile life where things are done for them, and then when you come into our vehicle, you'll very much have a different experience.
All right. Just another difficult question for me. What is the ticket price to get access to this beauty?
Yeah, so initially, it'll be $130,000, and then we'll have another iteration of the Revero that'll be happening in the next 2 years, and it'll be that price is still to be determined. It'll be a little bit more than the Revero that's coming out later this year, but the content and the build and the packaging is going to be significantly improved, and we'll be introducing some new technology into that vehicle as well.
Excellent. Thank you very much.